Hello, my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And this is the weekly message from Archangel Metatron. So I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you will stay for the whole message. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button. And I would love to hear a comment about what you think, how you feel, the ways it resonated with you, or anything you'd like to share. So I've already checked in with Spirit and Archangel Metatron, and we have the correct cards for you. Actually, let me just confirm that. Okay. Other thing I'll say is that as you're taking in these messages, make sure to get out your notebooks or write on your phone or whatever you want to do so you can keep in mind the themes of healing and transformation that Archangel Metatron has for us. As I shuffled the cards, I asked for a message of hope, healing, and transformation. As I shuffled the cards, I asked for a message of hope, healing, and transformation so that we can take in these messages and they can be a balm to our spirit, a balm to our heart, and so that we can continue this journey of transformation. And if you haven't listened to in the previous messages, welcome. And if you have listened to them, if you're new, you're welcome. Go on back and listen to them, because what Archangel Metatron has been doing, he has been building on the message. So it doesn't matter about the date or anything like that. It's about listen to the ones you're drawn to, because a lot of the cards have been repeating. They've been coming up over and over and over again. And the themes that we've been getting over the last, I think it's the sixth video I've done, is today is the sixth video, is about healing, working with our inner child, really being very gentle with ourselves, but allowing ourselves the opportunity to really go to the places we had once been fearful of going. Archangel Metatron has been very clear that now is the time to go to those places. We can't ignore them. We can't bypass them. We have to step into the light in order to heal all these different parts of ourselves. And so often I have so many cards and from two different decks about children, about the inner child, about birthing a new version of you. That was a very, very big theme from the last video. And even though I pulled 7 cards, it's one card. This is not like tarot, right? So one card is not for each week or anything like that. It's a full message using all of the 7 cards. Okay, so we're going to begin. So the first card we have is family, circles of life. Family. And the next card we have is as above, so below. So this came up, I want to say, in the second or third video I did, as above, so below. So I'm already seeing a pattern with the colors in the cards, and they're pink. And so that's giving me an impression that love and the heart chakra will be very important this week. And family circles of life is 49. And as above, so below, heaven and earth, that is 41. And the next card we have, beautiful. Metatron Rainbow Bridge, always open. So the bridge of connection to Archangel Metatron is always open for us. So that's beautiful. And that is card number 27. And the reason I'm saying the numbers is because I also study numerology, and the numbers are very important because they can have a certain resonance and a certain vibration, and they can speak to us as well. Go with the flow, paddle on. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Go with the flow, paddle on. Conquering fear, start today. Wonderful. Conquering fear, start today. Beautiful. That's number 17. Okay. And the cards I'm using are the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis. All the decks I use will be linked in the description box. Codependency, the key to freedom. Yeah. Interesting. So it's really interesting. We have a lot of pink in the cards today, and we have a lot of things about family, and I'm getting that this codependency card is connected with family. I'm getting that this codependency card is connected to family. And that is number 53. Yeah, the pink is really resonating here. So it's definitely, if you work with any crystals, maybe you want to try to use pink this week, any pink crystals you have. I'm a huge fan of rose quartz. I use my rose quartz every day. So I'm just going to give you that as far as like pink is very heavy in the cards so far. Out of 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4 have pinkish colors to them. So I've only turned over 5 cards and 4 of them already have a pinkish color. So have pink, strong pinks or pink tinges. So I'm getting for you that the crystal rose quartz will be very important for you this week, working with it for your heart and your healing and things like that. And the center of the reading overall theme for the week is review and reflection. A time out is needed. Review and reflection. Beautiful. And so this is about going into your mind, you know. So if you think of the moon, if you are familiar with tarot, if you think of the moon card can be, depending on how it's depicted, can be a very intense card, because I personally like the moon card because I'm a psychotherapist, but because it's about actually beginning to excavate a lot of the things that are in your mind. It's about turning over every little rock, every little nook and cranny, so that you can understand what's really happening inside you, and letting the places that have been previously hidden from you in your mind, that may be, hidden ego agendas, fears, things that sabotage you, letting them emerge. They will be emerging when the moon card comes out. And this card is like to me, this card is like a gentler version of that when these things start emerging from our subconscious, things that need to be healed, that it's time to take time out to review and reflect on them. Because, Archangel Metatron, he's been bringing through the message very clearly that, we have work to do. And work does not have to mean hard, difficult, or bad, but work is a process. It's a process of healing. It's a process of learning. It's a process of growing. And so Archangel Metatron has been telling us that very, very, very strongly, that we have some work to do, and that we can no longer hide from ourselves, and that it's being demanded of us at this point, because, there's a lot of craziness going on in the world. People are having all kinds of different emotional reactions, experiences, stress they would have been able to handle, they can't handle right now. They're having freakouts, breakdowns, all kinds of stuff. And then that's not just even including the larger world and all the chaos that's happening on every corner of the planet, apparently. So, we don't have any more time to just kind of pussyfoot around and, ignore the important work that we have to do in our own lives, with our own being and our own self. We're not living in those times where we can just, I'm not going to say waste, because no time is wasted. We cannot just spend years ignoring a situation and just hoping it'll go away. The energy on the planet is very, very different right now. And so you're being called on to take action now and no longer put anything off. Okay. So remember, this week is a lot about your heart. It's about using the rose quartz crystal or any pink crystal that you have, and setting the intention that you want to use it for your heart, and really working with the heart energy this week. So it's going to be about working with the heart energy this week. So again, family, circles of life, as above, so below. Metatron's rainbow bridge, which is always open to us. Go with the flow, paddle on. It's about moving through situations, working through situations, even if they seem difficult, or that, they're holding us up, don't stop, keep going. Don't be afraid, conquer fear. Call on the angels to help you conquer fear. Call on Archangel Metatron and call on the angelic realm to help you conquer fear. Excuse me. And then codependency. A lot of us grew up in codependent situations. We may be in a codependent relationship right now as an adult, if you are an adult listening to this, or codependency, we come from codependent families and we were taught that's the way to be. It's time to free ourselves from codependency. And at the center of it is review and reflect. It's time to take a look at our minds, work or focus on our hearts, and the things that need to be healed that are within us, and take the time out that is necessary to reflect and review. And to do that, we must pause. Last week's reading was definitely about slowing down. It was definitely about slowing down. Okay, so here we go. And the card we have, okay, so interesting. So the card we have here is a knight and a castle. See, right there. Okay, again, this is from the interactive deck. That'll be linked below. I don't get any profit from telling you that these cards are in the description box. I'm just telling you as a resource for your own personal healing. So those links will be in the description box. Okay, so as I was shuffling, I asked, please reveal to us what we need to know about. Please reveal the part of ourselves that we need to know about this week. And so I got this card. Please reveal the part of ourselves we need to know about this week. And we got the knight in shining armor. So this knight is kind of like, think of, if you do tarot, think of the Nine of Wands, how that person in the card is always really like beat up and battered. And he has some of them, he's like, has a sling on one arm and a boot on the one foot. And then he's like holding a staff and he's like all battered, but he's still standing, but he's defending something, right? And so, but this card, I asked what was missed. So it's kind of like this person is a knight, right? Knights are known for bravery and they're known for defense and, you know, guarding the fortress. But I want you to ask yourself, is there something within yourself you're defending against? Is there something within yourself you're defending against? Is there a certain type of emotional awareness that you are defending against? Because remember what I said, with the moon card here, review and reflect, things are coming up. The moon is illuminating your mind, but are you defending against seeing what's there? Are you being defensive about seeing what's really within? Because Archangel Metatron is telling us we cannot be defensive anymore. We really have to look at things. That's why for the first like 4 weeks, we had cards coming up about children, because the inner child wound is something that's common in all of us. No one escapes without childhood, without being wounded. And some of the wounds and the blows we got in childhood, were devastating. They were devastating. But because we're, you know, allegedly big people now, we said that, you know, it's in the past, we're going to move on. But, you know, Archangel Metatron kept on telling us, no, we just can't move on. We have to heal. We have to heal those part of ourselves, because we can't be in our spirit, in our mature spiritual selves and not have done that inner healing work. Okay, so we're going to begin here. And the first card we have is family, circles of life, 49. Take a moment to think about those who love and support you in life. You are the product of not just those who birth and nurture you, but those you spend time with whom you regard as family. The core of this family should always be strong and able to change and adapt to every moment and flow within it. Think about spending time with those who have cared for you, the mother who nursed you, the father who watched you grow, the brother who played with you and fought by your side. Within this family, there will be issues, problems, and challenges, as well as times of great joy and celebration. Welcome them all as part of life's rich tapestry. Share the times of happiness and be there for times of heartbreak. If healing is required in your family, allow Archangel Metatron's energy to hold all safe, all solid, for the highest outcome of all. Consider whom you're being invited to send healing thoughts or give your physical presence to right now. Maybe an elderly friend or relative whose time is short, or maybe a newborn baby whose hours have only just begun, or maybe the growing children under your watch who change and mature in the blink of an eye. Enjoy each moment of their childhood before it's too late. Seek, too, knowledge of your family's past, your ancestors who went before you. Feel their presence around you, letting you feel their continued interest in you and your life. Reach out to those you have argued with, those you have lost touch with, or those you are estranged from. whether alive or passed on. You are an eternal soul living in eternal time. You are an eternal soul living in eternal time. It is never too late to mend bridges, mend what seems to have been damaged beyond repair, and welcome the lost son home or the ailing parent back into the heart space. Within a circle of light, family is sacred, a group of souls who have been called together to learn and grow. All aspects of human experience can be found within this circle, and honoring a spiritual path need not be done alone, but within the busyness and day-to-day life of the family unit. And that's just saying, to be on a spiritual path, you don't have to be in a mountain, you don't have to be in a cave, you don't have to go on special retreats that sometimes cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Connecting with your breath, quieting your mind for just a moment. Like I tell my clients, you can take 5 deep breaths while you're pressing an elevator button, while you're going up in an escalator, while you're at a traffic light. Being on the spiritual journey is every day. It's a quiet moment in the kitchen while you're washing dishes, just connecting with your breath and being still for a tiny moment. That's how that process is cultivated. Take time today to learn and grow and understand your family, the dynamics within it, and the healing that may be needed, the thanks and gratitude that may need expressing, and the love and forgiveness that should be at the heart of your sacred circle. If it is not there, create it. Begin again. Do something today that will enrich the lives of those who have come after you and those who are already with you. Be at peace with your past, your present, and your future. All held by Metatron in his loving hands. When Metatron calls you, in truth, he calls all your family line, because Metatron's light reaches out to where it is needed, starting with you and flowing where it is sent. Circles of light embracing past, present, and future, generation after generation, life after life. So just take a moment to still yourself and focus and connect on your breath. And as you focus on your breath and connect with your heart space, just say to yourself, I embrace my past. I embrace my present. I embrace my future. I embrace my past. I embrace my present. I embrace my future. And just allow that to sink in. And if there's any part of you that feels any resistance with the idea of embracing your past, accepting where you are in the present moment, or embracing the future, just breathe into that. Maybe you want to journal about it. Maybe you want to, make a voice note so you can kind of, process your feelings verbally. If any resistance comes up to any of these concepts, journal about it, but don't push the feelings away. Sit with it for about 5 minutes and just be with yourself and acknowledge where you are. As above, so below. Now, we've gotten this card before, so let's see if we're hearing things a little bit differently today. As above, so below. You are reminded that as above, so below, heaven and earth. You are reminded that the rewards of heaven are accessible to you now, here on earth. You do not have to wait for an imaginary place in state of plenty and peace, a heaven that is out of reach and inaccessible. Heaven can be here today, as can all the glories of the beauty of God available in each waking moment. Look at the symmetry of the majestic blossoming tree reflected in the water. It shows that all is the same, both above and below. We realize that when we stop to pause and consider all that we realize that when we stop to pause and consider all that we came from, all that we are, and that all we will become. The cycle of life, the sacred wheel, shows there is no beginning and no end. And so again, that's what the other card was talking about, the sacred wheel of life, circles, things being continuous. The soft, luscious colors of the tree and its bountiful riches speak to our hearts of the jewels of heaven, which are free to all, not needing to be earned or worked toward. This represents our natural state of abundance and joy. our eternal birthright, as always. Overladen with petals, the flowering branches reaching out and extending down to the earth, often and offer enough for everyone. It's just waiting to be noticed, appreciated, and absorbed. Heaven is here, it says. Look at this exquisite splendor and see it reflected not just in the waters of the lake, but within yourself. So this is reminding us that our exquisite splendor is not outside of us. This picture is just to remind us to look within. Our exquisite splendor is not external. Our exquisite splendor is within us. It has been covered up by hurt, pain, trauma, rejection, abandonment, grief, but the true nature of who we are as multidimensional beings and an extension of heavenly light is here with us. And these words from Amanda Ellis and Archangel Metatron are here to remind us of that. Our splendor has always been within us. It has not been changed in any way. We just need to slow down and we need to access it bit by bit to reconnect with the truth of who we are. Overladen with petals, the flowering branches reaching out and extending down to the earth offer enough for everyone. It is just waiting to be noticed, appreciated, and absorbed. Heaven is here, it says. Look at this exquisite splendor and see it reflected, not just in the water of the lake, but within you. For you hold all this treasure within you: beauty, light, love, grace, and wonder. You are but a reflection of the divine. It can be no other way. You are a mirror image of that from which you came and to where you will return. The principle, as above, so below, is also important for you right now. Be aware of the need to honor both your divine and your earthly states, and do not neglect your own physical self at the expense of the spiritual or vice versa. The body needs good food, enough rest, and time to relax, and are just as important as the desire to expand intuition, learn more, meditate, and so on. So don't get so obsessed with the spiritual that you forget about the physical. I say this all the time. I tell other people this. I tell clients this. We chose to be in a physical body, and it is as important as our spiritual path. Being in the physical body is the spiritual path. And being in the physical body and doing spiritual things does not make your spiritual path more important. So I hope you understand what I'm saying there. You don't ever have to meditate. You don't ever have to pick up a tarot card or oracle card or read spiritual books. As a human being on the earth at this time, where at any time, that is the soul's journey and that is the soul's path. If you are drawn to doing more spiritual things, that is great, but that does not make your journey more important than the other person who never does any of these things. So it's important to honor our physical experience and know that it is important, it is meaningful, it is worthwhile, and that we don't have to get so obsessed with the spiritual that we ignore or neglect ourselves. And that's why we have to, Spirit is saying, we have to focus on the inner wisdom that comes from being in the physical experience. Because there's wisdom in being in the physical experience, and but when we're ignoring it, we cannot get that wisdom. It may also be that you need to balance planting your own roots firmly and deeply, nourishing what is below, with allowing what is above to flower and thrive and be sustained. Spiritual growth requires both the opening to higher states and grounding yourself. Otherwise, anything gained is temporary, fleeting, and unbalanced. Balance on the spiritual path is very important. Pulling this card implies that attention to this is required now. You're also encouraged to take that which is learned and acquired and bring it to the everyday, whether you're a healer, teacher, shop worker, or engineer, to walk your light, plant it, and be the bridge between heaven and earth, for you are truly the embodiment of both. Earth is your home, and heaven is here with us. Look and seek, and you will find it, and be it. So just take nice, long, deep breaths. Take a nice long inhale and a nice long exhale. And just say to yourself, I embrace my splendor, which is within. And imagine I'm seeing the color pink in my mind's eye. So see if you can think of the color pink and say, I embrace my splendor, which is within. I embrace my splendor, which is within. And next we're going to number 27. Metatron Rainbow Bridge, always open. So the Rainbow Bridge is very much associated with Archangel Metatron. The Rainbow Bridge is never closed. It is always open and offers a portal through which you can be in touch with those you have loved, but have now passed over. So it's saying the Rainbow Bridge is always a way to connect with Archangel Metatron and others who have crossed over. Archangel Metatron watches over this bridge and helps carry those who are dying over it when their time to complete their earthly incarnation is done. No one crosses over this bridge before their soul has agreed to go. It is a bridge of light that eases transition, comforts the soul, and signals to those waiting to greet the new, tired soul that a celebration on the other side of the veil is to happen. Healing and recuperation may also be needed, so this is organized too. No one crosses the Rainbow Bridge alone, and all are met by angels and by those whom they have known in this life as well as in past lives. You are pulling this card to remind you that those you love are still with you. You are pulling this card now to remind you that those you love are still with you. So you see how the messages are about families and the circle of life. And so the circle of life is going to be very, very important for you this week. Part of our message is about the circle of life. Nothing dies. Life continues in eternally and in infinity. And it's just a circle. It's just a circle. It's a spiral. And Spirit is saying that everything we have always been will always exist. And just because someone is not in their physical body, does not mean that they're gone. They're always in their energy form, and we can always access them and connect with them whenever we want to. So trust the signs and symbols you may see this week from your loved ones, those who have crossed over. And know that they are there, waiting and listening. And Spirit is saying that they'll answer your call. You're pulling this card to remind you that those you love are still with you. You may no longer be able to see them in the physical form, but they are just as real in spiritual form as they ever were to you. Their love for you remains strong, and they are around you now, bringing comfort, support, and love, just as they would have done if they were still here on earth. Where they now reside is across this rainbow bridge, but you're always joined with them, just as the rainbow has one foot in heaven and one foot on earth. You are entwined as you always were. Love cannot die. It simply changes and evolves. It may be that you struggle to feel your loved one's spirit, but rest assured they are with you. Look for the signs: a simple scent in the air, a soft breeze from nowhere, a feather where you least expect it, sunlight pouring into a shaded room. Messages from the other side are varied and will increase at times when you struggle with grief and acceptance of what is, rather than what was. You are encouraged to grieve if you need to. Allow Metatron to hold you and help you, but also to live your life now anew, with firm intent and commitment to the life force in you, and the days still left to spend on this side of the Rainbow Bridge. So it's talking about oftentimes when we lose our, I'm not going to say the word lose because they're not lost. We have not lost them. They're just not in their physical form. Oftentimes when our loved ones have gone back into their energy form, we want to make our lives stop. And, grief is hard and grief is part of the human experience. And we knew that when we signed our document to say that we were coming into the physical form, we knew that grief would be a part of that experience in its many different forms, but especially the form that has to do with the physical body appearing to die or the physical body decaying and dying. And so allow yourself time to grieve in healthy ways. Go to a grief support group, get counseling, do some type of ritual and cleansing, work with your energy body to continually cleanse your energy body of the grief. And that doesn't mean the grief, it's about working with your grief in a productive way. And so that it's just not like, pummeling you and making you feel like you're getting run over by a truck, because grief is very, very intense, but you can work with it healthy ways. Like I said, a grief support group. Grief Share is a great resource, griefshare.org. You can Google it. So it's free grief support groups. Going to get counseling around grief. If you work, checking with your employee assistance program to see if they can most offer free counseling sessions as part of your benefits that oftentimes people don't take advantage of. You can usually get 4 to 8 sessions that are free to connect you with a therapist to work through whatever issues of grief you're currently struggling with. And that's a good way to see if you can find someone you like to continue that working relationship. Go to counseling. Do energy work. Energy work is so important, grief or not. I recommend energy work to everyone. You have to take care of your energy body. So I'm not going to get on my energy work soapbox right now. And the other things that you can do is call on the angels, call on Archangel Metatron, and know that you are fully supported in this process. But also don't feel guilty about living your life, continuing to be happy, continuing to experience joy, continuing to experience love, continuing to go outside and let the sun shine on your face. I know it's hard when you're in those darker places, but just because your person is not with you in physical form doesn't mean that your life has to end too. So for those who are struggling with that, I want to give you the permission to go out into the sunlight today and just enjoy your day and know that you're not betraying your loved one in any way, and they absolutely want you to be happy. One day you'll be reunited with those you have lost, but not yet and not now. Both they and Archangel Metatron urge you to live, love, and enjoy the life you have, an incarnation never to be repeated again, with the blessings and the gifts you now possess. Just as the rainbow requires rain and sunlight to create it, so too must a life include the joyful times and the sad times, colors of experience, growth, and energy that interweave to make you the unique being that you are. Remember, you are loved here on earth and in heaven. Metatron stands as the in-between point, helping you to feel it all. Pulling this card may also imply that you have a special gift for offering to help those who grieve, or the sick and the dying. It is also often chosen by those who are able to convey messages from spirit to help others. So don't be afraid of connecting with your loved ones, but also don't be afraid of living your life and experiencing happiness today. So just want you to take a deep breath. 3 nice long inhales and exhales. And just say to yourself, I give myself permission to enjoy my life today. I give myself permission to enjoy my life today. I give myself permission to enjoy my life today. So then we're going on to go with the flow, paddle on. Go with the flow, paddle on. You're asked to take a moment to think about what you really believe. Do you believe that life is a dangerous place where you're not equipped to survive, a place where unseen dangers lie behind everything? Or do you feel at peace with life, ready to allow Archangel Metatron to steer you where you need to be, flowing in your own way and power toward the next destination? The energy of flow helps you to understand that to trust in spirit means you are given what you need for your journey. You're provided with a simple boat to sail down life's meandering ways. You do not need unnecessary burdens or luxuries. You'll be given what you need at any one time so that you can travel light, unhindered by heavy pressure or possessions. You are provided with a simple oar to steer yourself. How do you see this? As something inadequate for your purpose? As something inadequate for your purpose? Or all that you actually need? For there are many unseen forces at work with the process of flow. If you could see this, it would make it easier for you to adopt this stance, yet it would make a mockery of flow, which is about trust and faith. You never set off down the river unprepared, and you are always supported by Archangel Metatron at every twist and turn. You are asked to really feel into this now. Ask yourself, who makes the water smooth, enabling safe passage through the wildest whirlpools and cascading waterfalls? Even when you reach the water's edge and can see nothing of the horizon, Metatron is there to carry you and your boat safely to the next place along the way. If you would only flow and allow the spiritual realms to carry you, let go and surrender, and you would be able to see the beauty all around you on every part of your journey forward. It is a journey without beginning or end, the path of eternal life that takes us through this incarnation into the next. And it's so much easier for the body, mind, and soul if we let go and flow. A fluid state, free of control, ego, or will, that just allows life to unfold at its own pace, in its own time, and in its own way. Everything is provided. Flow, and you will see. And so I'll just say here that the human journey can be very stressful, to put it mildly, and oftentimes we feel that we're alone. But this message is to ensure to us that Archangel Metatron is here for us, and that there is a galley of angels, a horde, more help and assistance than you could possibly fathom in your mind to assist us. So slow down, breathe. Remember, you are surrounded by angels of divine light. Call on them. Your spirit guides are always with you. They're always with you. But call on the angels. Feel their energetic support. The angels have a different vibration than spirit guides. Spirit guides kind of feel like, in my interpretation, it's like having close friends or colleagues who you work really well together with, but they feel kind of like you, and like your vibration is similar, like, because they've all been human. But with angels and the angelic energy, their energy is so uplifting and it's so high and it vibrates at a much faster rate, and it's just so amazing. And if you can, begin to tap into this energy, and if it's just, you don't have to call on a gaggle of angels, you can just call on your angel, call on your birth angel. Just say, my angel, please come to me. Please let me feel your presence today. And just take a nice, long, deep breath. And remember that support is there. So I just want you to take a moment and take 3 nice, long inhales and exhales and just say, my angel, please come to me today. My angel, please come to me today. My angel, please come to me today. And the next card, speaking of angels, is Conquering Fear. Start today. And so this is a lovely card. Right? That's an angel helping a person who is, it kind of looks like they're trying to help them cross. It's like the bridge has collapsed underneath the human's feet, but the angel is there to carry them across. So that's the message for you today. Fear makes you feel small, fragile, and threatened and unable to take the next steps. You may also feel isolated, and yet you are not alone. Many angels surround you, wishing to help. So often, though, you forget to call on them. And then when you do ask, you doubt that you have heard. And so you ask again and again, weakening your own faith that they are actually there. Yet, angels have been around you since you were first born. They heralded your arrival, have celebrated your successes, and tried to pick you up when you have failed or been hurt or needed their care and love. They remind you that you have already accomplished and conquered many of the things and have always survived and grown stronger. This new fear around you now has arisen out of your own shadow. Again, working with your shadow. It is the side of you that mistakenly thinks it keeps you safe by staying exactly where you are, or never trying anything new and always maintaining the status quo. And that's very resonant with this card. Because remember, I asked, what is it this week that we need to see about ourselves that is hidden? What is it that we need to see about ourselves this week that is hidden? And we got this knight. We got this knight fully armored up, sword, or whatever that thing is in his hand, and shield up, defending itself, defending its position, guarding, protecting. But this is saying that you have survived so much. And this new fear around you has risen out of your own shadow. And it is a side of you that mistakenly thinks it keeps you safe by being so defended, by being so, closed off, by not letting in new information, new emotions, and new situations. And that to maintain the status quo keeps you safe. But also maintaining the status quo, especially emotionally and spiritually, keeps you stuck. It is, however, an illusion. These feelings and negative voices in your head that say, I can't or I won't, are just an energetic block that can be broken by proclaiming, I can and I will. That which seems difficult now needs to be taken a step at a time and broken down into achievable chunks and made comfortable to you so you can cross each stepping stone with growing confidence and trust. Metatron sends his angelic helpers. They will stay with you day and night, urging you on, taking each step with you, yet not doing it for you, since you are need to instigate each one yourself. They're here because you have called out for help. And so they have responded as they always do, which is what I was saying in the other card. For their presence around you now, feel their presence around you now. Let them help you breathe into your fear and allow it to dissolve into light. See the safety net they have placed underneath you. You will not be allowed to fall. But long before you even would have fallen to the net, you would have found that you could fly. Feeling the safety of blue light around you and the care of your angelic helpers, know that you can do what is being asked of you now. It may be a new job, a new life stage, leaving the safety of home, learning something new, or traveling somewhere different. All fears are understood and can be healed. No fear is too small or too great to bring up now for healing. Ask what it is you are truly frightened of, and some of you will hear my own shadow as a response. Make peace with the parts of you that have been programmed to feel fear. Make peace with the parts of you that have been programmed to feel fear. Some fear is instinctive, and some is learned from social and family patterns. Some may have also come from past life experience, but no fear is capable of being healed. But no fear is incapable of being healed with angelic support and light. Remember, angelic light, angelic helpers can help to heal any fear. So call on them. Now is the moment for you to face your own fear. See it as actually smaller than you thought it was. Take action. Create positive energy around it and take the first step away from it. Doing so will give you a sense of achievement and pride. Congratulations, and pat yourself on the back. Congratulations, and a pat on the back awaits you. Do it today, and you will feel better for doing so. So just reflect on the fact that, and this is what keeps on coming up repeatedly in these readings, repeatedly. Embrace your shadow. Love your inner child. Gently look at the parts of yourself that you've been hiding from. Call on Archangel Metatron. Call on the angelic helpers. Call on them, call on them, call on them. They'll help you navigate all the places that you've hidden from yourself that you didn't feel like you can deal with on your own. So take a nice long inhale and exhale, and listen to the sound of my voice. And put your hand over your heart, and as you breathe, say, I call on angelic help today. I call on angelic help today. I call on angelic help today. So now we're moving on to card number 6, codependency. And Spirit is just saying it's the fear of change that keeps many of us stuck. And that includes being in relationships and in situations that no longer serve us. What else would you like to say about that, Spirit? So Spirit is just saying that codependency is an entanglement of two souls for too long. A learning experience that is extended beyond its usefulness. Codependency is a mirror for what is within you that needs to be healed. But it doesn't need to be to your detriment, and it doesn't need to be a prolonged process that brings you grief. Spirit is saying prolonged grief is an impediment to your learning and your soul's process. Basically, Spirit is saying that codependency is a crutch and something that hobbles us from really making progress in this life. Codependency, key to freedom. You're asked to look at a relationship or situation in your life and see that what started out as support and comfort has become suffocating to you both. Maybe you are the one who can see or sense this. It may be that you are feeling abandoned as a person whom you rely on becomes more absent. Remember that you and they are unique beings in your own right. You are put on earth to encourage, help, support, and love each other. But be aware that when you're giving away your own power and becoming over reliant on someone or somewhere or something, but be aware of when you're giving away your own power or becoming overly reliant on someone or something. Being overly dependent helps neither of you. Like two trees that are in too close proximity to each other, their roots will become entangled, your branches entwined, and it becomes hard for either of you to reach your full potential. It is easy to lose personal identity in this place and forget why we are truly here. For each has a unique soul mission that is best served in full personal power. I'm going to say this again. Each of us has a unique soul mission that is best served in full personal power. You're not completing your soul mission, the mission of awareness. For some of us, part of our soul mission is to gain higher awareness. You cannot complete that mission of awareness if you are not fully in your personal power. And that personal power never needs to be sacrificed because you say you love another. When you're in your full personal power, which is who you are as a divine energy being, your relationships can only blossom because you're being the truest form of yourself you can be. And some people, they may fall away, but you're really recognizing who you truly are and who you came to this earth to be. and the personal power that will enrich your life so much and bring so much sanity and sense to everything you've ever gone through. So don't sacrifice that self-awareness because you're trying to stay locked in a certain situation, or as that other card was saying about maintaining the status quo. What once felt safe and good becomes claustrophobic and unhealthy. Just like the tree in this image, you're meant to grow in your own space, reach up to sunlight, and expand into your own true beauty. Not be thwarted by overdependence and mutual fear that ties you together, propping each other up. Look at the magenta skyline in the card. It offers a bridge to a new way of being, promising that divine love is available to you both. Again, remember, pink is also the color for this reading. The bright green on the crest of the hill represents opportunity, movement, and growth, unlike the shadow of an entangled, dysfunctional dual energy. Archangel Metatron is asking you to break free, to take the silver key of truth and purification and unlock yourself from what binds you together. I know this can be scary for a lot of people, but remember, Archangel Metatron and the angels are here to help. This padlock is self-imposed. Think of the Two of Swords, how the woman is sitting on the rock, dusk or night, her eyes are covered, and she has the two swords in opposite directions. She's put herself in that position. And so this card is saying something similar. If you're locked in a state of codependency, remind yourself, remember, Archangel Metatron is here to remind you that it is self-imposed. This padlock is self-imposed. The dependency has not been done to you. You have done it to yourself. Forgive that and understand it is part of your soul's journey. But this time of restriction is now ending and a new chapter awaits you both. The old leaves want to fall away to make way for new buds of renewal and springtime energy. One of you needs to find the strength to turn the key. Please trust and have faith that once the key turns and has been turned by one of you, Metatron will not do it for you. You can come back into your own power. Let me repeat. One of you needs to find the strength to turn the key. Please trust and have faith that once the key turns, and it has to be turned by one of you, Metatron will not do it for you. You can come back into your own power. No longer any need to rescue each other or overly demand attention, energy, or love. The love remains, the understanding arises from the lessons learned, and each of you can thrive in a clear space of your own, with defined boundaries, air to breathe, and space to grow. Take the key, see the lock. What do you choose? This image can also represent addiction to substances and behavior or patterns that once served you in some way, but now deny you your true power. It can apply to any relationship, not just romantic, but parental, business, or anything else. Here again, the same question applies. Will you turn the key? So ask yourself, will I turn the key today? And just go ahead and take a nice inhale and exhale. And say to yourself, I release myself today. I release myself today. I release myself today. Review and reflection. Timeout is needed. So this card overall is the overarching theme of the week, of the weekly message. Timeout and reflection. Review and reflection. Timeout is needed. So a timeout will be needed to reflect on all that has been discussed, all that's going on with you, the pink energy of your heart, the spiral of life, the continuation of your loved ones who are no longer in the physical body, to understand that you can navigate rough waters, conquering fear, releasing yourself from codependency. The theme is that you need to take time out to review and reflect so that you can gain situational awareness of what's happening in your life. Card number 2 links to the moon, our subconscious self, the feminine energy, illumination, and reflection. As I was saying, the moon card in the tarot. Just as action is required at times in life, so is the need to stand back and review and reflect. Balance comes from learning that both are important and serve each other well. Success comes from not rushing or trying to be first, but in taking time to plan, review, and create strategies to achieve your goals and desires. You are at a time right now where you are urged to momentarily stop and see how far you have come. The path of the wise one is to know when energy needs to be conserved, when to stop and take a breath, and when it's time for reflection. Take a moment to look back and appreciate the differences between who you were a year ago and who you are today. Are you satisfied with your progress? Do you feel content with how things are? Do you notice the changes in yourself and your own evolution? Look at the landscape from whence you have come, the people who shaped you, the experiences along the way, the thoughts and feelings from your past that have created this moment and who you are now. Appreciate all of this. All of it has served you. What did the past teach you? What have you gained or perhaps lost? See all of it, however difficult, as part of life's rich tapestry, each aspect forming the fabric of your life. You may be asked to look back and forgive or accept something you have found challenging, or you may be asked to reach out in friendship to those you have lost touch with. As you look back, Metatron will show you what it is that now requires attention. Visualize yourself beside a still pool of fresh water and notice where your intention wanders, maybe to a past event or person, and allow that now. Feel what you are supposed to feel and allow insight and healing to come to you. Link into your heartbeat and allow it to match that of the earth. Connect with the still waters of the pool in front of you and allow the water within your own emotional body to be calm. All is well as you pause, review, and reflect. The full moon reflected in the pool is supporting you to do this and to feel the truth of her feminine, silvery light. This lunar influence will also help you get deeper in touch with your innermost feelings and desires and rest a while in her embrace. The moon rules your subconscious, and so allow her to stir that within you to recall moments that you have not yet properly processed or remembered. This may include recalling moments in your life that you have buried or failed to accept, and review of past lives. There is no rush, just a gentle, slow pace. Time stops and allows you to spend a sacred moment reflecting on all that was, all that is, and all that can be. And just breathe and remember and give yourself permission. I gently reflect on all that I am and all that I can be. A nice long inhale. I gently reflect on all that I am and all that I can be. And just take that in. And so now, as we conclude, we're going to get a message from the dragons. Been working with the dragon energy all since I began doing the Metatron readings. This is the year of the dragon, and their energy is around me often. And so, let's see. Dragons, one message for the weekly message that supports our healing and transformation. Dragons, one message for the weekly message that supports our healing and transformation. That didn't go as planned. Okay. Some of these cards are challenging. Okay. We got the air and water dragon, helps us to connect with higher frequencies. And you can connect with the higher frequencies by also connecting with the angelic realm. You can connect with the higher frequencies by connecting with the angelic realm. And the dragons are a part of the angelic realm. So the message for the dragons is trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, and express your inner song. So that's the message for the dragons this week. So I'm not being guided to read from the book today, so we're just going to end it here. So I hope this message spoke to you. I hope it adds some comfort and guidance and some peace in your healing for your life. Please let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. I love hearing from you. Thank you for all who've been returning to my channel week after week and sharing your lovely comments and insights and whatever you feel called to move. Know that you are loved. Know that you're surrounded by angels, your guides, and that your loved ones, while they're not in their physical body, they're always just a breath or a thought away. So my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and author. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel to help it grow. And I look forward to seeing you next week. If you'd like a session for multidimensional healing, that information will also be in the description box below. Peace and many blessings to you.